welcome to my channel. My name's tracy.bish. I'm so excited to be here with you today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Central Victoria, Australia, and I'm actually taking part in a blog hop for March. This is the Demonstrator Training program, and we do a monthly blog hop. So for today, we're going to make this little box. I'm going to make it a little bit different than this one because this DSP is no longer available, but it's going to be just as cute and adorable. The belly band slides off and we can open it and pop some treats inside. So such a sweet little box. I loved the pastels in the Dandy Designs DSP that you could pick up free with the celebration item, and but that's no longer available now that we're in March. So we're going to try something a little bit different. Let me bring in the stuff that we're going to be playing with today. So I've grabbed from the annual catalogue the Designer Daydream DSP pack. This is a host set that you can get from the annual catalogue. It is a huge pack, and I've still got lots and lots of it left. So that's what I actually went with. But the great thing is this box could be made with absolutely any DSP that you have in your stash, and it works so well. So where we've used our Fresh Freesia here as our card base, I'm changing it up a little bit. We have a Granny Apple Green, and I've also chosen this print for our belly band on our box. So bright and vibrant. We also have a piece of basic white thick card base, and you can find all the measurements over here, over on my blog. There is a blog post link in the description of this video. Now to create this little, or to decorate this little box, I've used this Silly Goose stamp set. This is in our mini catalogue right now. It's a cling stamp set. It's so cute. So many great little images in it. And I love that there's great sentiments in there as well, but I really like this Thanks Goose here. The other things that we are using are the stylish shape dies, and I've already pre-die cut this banner. So this is using Granny Apple Green cardstock. So just to make it a little bit easier. If you follow me, you'll know that this is my favorite die set. I use it on just about most of my cards, and I think it is a must for any crafter in their craft room. And then lastly, we have some silver and gold twine. This is the Simply Elegant trim from the annual catalogue. And to do our colouring for today's box, I've picked some colours from our DSP. So I have Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink and Pool Party. For this one here, I had Pool Party, Granny Apple Green and Fresh Freesia. So just changing it up a little bit because we've changed our DSP. So let's get started with it. We're going to start with our Granny Apple Green cardstock. This measures 6, and that's not the piece that I need. It's supposed to measure 6 by 6 inches. This is the piece that we're going to need. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. We're going to do a little bit of scoring to create our box. So for our first score line on one of the sides, because it doesn't matter, they're both 6 inches long, we're going to score at 1 inch, 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and then 5 inches. We're going to turn it just to the other way. We're going to score at 1 inch and then 5 inches. That will give us our 1 inch side. So 1 inch and 5 inches. Perfect. I'm going to bring my bone folder in and just burnish on all those score lines. This is a really simple box, but what you'll find is you'll be able to get lots of different little treats inside, whether it's some little chocolates or lollies. You could even put some jewelry in there, whatever you would like to gift and to say thanks. So there we have it. So we have all our score lines burnished. I'm going to bring my snips in and we're going to cut up, here they are. We're going to cut up to that 1st inch score line. So on each of those. And then we're going to come back in and miter cut on some of them. It's just up to the score line. And then with our little squares, not our rectangles, just our squares, we're just going to take a little bit off each side, so do a miter cut on both sides. This will help the box to go together, but we're only doing it with our little squares. Okay, I'm going to turn it to the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing. But I'm going to make it a bit easier for myself. I'm going to miter cut as I cut through. So just up to the 1 inch score line, miter cut your little squares. And last one. You just want a little slither taken out. It's going to look like that once you've done all your cutting. I'm going to pop it over. I'm going to add some adhesive onto all of those little tabs. And because I have a terrible time with liquid glue and being on videos, I'm actually just going to add a little bit of tear and tape to these. If you don't struggle with liquid glue attaching yourself to your fingers, just use your liquid glue, whatever you feel more comfortable with. So we're going to just line up these edges, put our box together. So 2 of them will actually come to create the bottom of the box, and then you're going to have 1 for the top or your lid. So there's one side of the base. Let's move to the other side. I love making boxes and 3D items, so these are always so much fun to create. And who doesn't love a little 3D gift? Very inexpensive. You can pop a few chocolates in. People will think that it's so much better of a gift, so much better of a gift, so much nicer of a gift than spending a lot of money on something. Just a little thank you or little thought. So now we've just moved to the lid. And there we have it. So that's just going to go over the top and goes together so nicely. Now our belly band, this measures 3 by 6 inches. I think that's right, yes, 3 by 6. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start in the middle on the bottom, just work my way around. Just going to give it a little bit of a slight pinching there. You want to make sure that it goes together evenly in the back, but you want to make sure that you're not making it too tight, because you want it to be able to slip on and off really quite easily. Now you can take these off and burnish them. I'm not, I'm going to leave them, but I'm going to add just a strip of tear and tape here, like so. And I'm actually just going to add another little bit there. That will just make sure that it doesn't lift on either side. I do love my tear and tape adhesive. So I'm just going to fold these 2 up, lining the sides up. And there we have it. So it's going to go on and off without any issues. It. Right, now we can start decorating. I have that little piece of basic white thick, and the stamp we're going to stamp with Memento Tuxedo black ink. Because we're using our stamping blends, which are alcohol-based markers, always use your Memento. It won't bleed with your image, and that's what you want. Didn't measure this too well, so hopefully it is big enough piece. Yep, perfect. All right, now I'm going to let that dry just for a few seconds while that Memento dries. I can bring in just our little banner, and we're going to add the banner down onto our belly band, but I also want to add our twine. So I'm just going to make a big loop, sort of have like a bow. Like so. That's going to be big enough. So I can just cut that off. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to attach it with some tear and tape just to the center of the banner. This will be covered up with our stamped image. Can pop that down. And I love tear and tape, but I'm going to add just another little strip over the top to make sure that twine doesn't lift up at all. Perfect. So we can add some dimensionals to the back there and pop that up. So this is just giving us a little bit of time for that memento to dry. I really like leaving it, and a lot of people don't leave it, they just continue to colour straight away, but I find if you leave it just for, you know, just a couple of minutes, it will help to stop it from bleeding. So we're just going to pop that down in the middle. Excellent. All right, so we should be right to do our colouring. So we have the Daffodil Delight Pool Party and Petal Pink inks. Just got to work out what we want to stamp and what we want, what colours we want. I'm going to go with the Daffodil Delight, and I think because these ones were so light and I've kept it with the light of the combo blends, this one I'm going to do with the bright, the darker one, because this DSP is actually a lot more bold than the Dandy Designs. So I'm going to do the sign in the Daffodil Delight Dark. I think I might need to get another one out. Yep, 1 second. Okay, here's another one. Yeah, that's better. So our stamping blends are actually alcohol-based markers. They're not refillable, but the price point for them is actually really quite good. So they're designed that you use them and then just grab a new one when you run out, which, you know, I actually get a lot of use out of the pens before they run out, so it's not too bad. Okay, let's do the Petal Pink Dark for both the bill of the duck, and let's do his little feet. So cute. And then we'll do the pool party for the goose. And I'm pretty sure I just called it a duck, did I? Yeah, you guys all knew what I meant. This is a sweet set. Lots of different sentiments that you can use for cards and projects, which is always good when I'm looking at stamp sets. You want to be able to use them for multiple reasons, so that's always great. So a little bit more darker with this image than the previous sample that I have, but yeah, like I said, that Dandy Designs had some really pastel colours, so I wanted to keep the colouring in quite pastel. Alright, that's what we're left with. I went with really easy colouring. I didn't really do any shading or anything like that. That's something that I probably need to work on a little bit. I like to keep it pretty simple, but what's really great is our stamping blends are perfect for beginners. You don't need to have a lot of experience or a lot of training with it. They will work for anyone. And I will say I didn't really like colouring or doing any of that at the start, but it's actually something that I really enjoy. So I'm going to fasten this video up now because I'm just going to do a quick fussy cut and we'll get back to the project. So cute. Alright, so we're going to take off that backing of the tear and tape, add some dimensionals to our little goose here. So along his wingspan. And that is so cute. Let me know in the comments which one you like best. The bold box that we've just created or the pastel one. I think both are super cute. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and I'd love it if you left me a comment. If you haven't hit subscribe, you could do that as well. And you can purchase any of the products that you've seen me use in today's project over on my online store. There is a link to that online store in the description of this video. And I would love to spoil you as my customers. I have wonderful incentives for all my customers who order through me. You get a handmade card as well as a bundle tutorial. And then I have other specials if you spend over $100. So lots and lots of goodies just for shopping with me. And I really do enjoy spoiling my customers. So if that's something that interests you, you can please come and shop over in my online store. Thank you so much for enjoying the project today. This is a blog hop, so if you would like to go over to my blog and check out my blog and then go for some further inspiration, there is lots and lots of wonderful demonstrators projects in that blog hop, so go over and check out what they're doing as well. Alright everyone, enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you all really soon. Bye bye.